The price of Bitcoin is currently forming a very weird inverse head and shoulders pattern. The reason that it's weird is because it's pretty typical that an inverse head and shoulders pattern breaks to the upside, but it's weird to forming in the form of a bull flag. Anyway, currently forming at $24,695. What are we expecting from the price of Bitcoin in the coming days? And it's going to get pretty interesting. Tomorrow, of course, is Sunday. We're expecting the CME gap to close on Sunday, which means the price of Bitcoin is going to come down just a little bit. If we look at where the CME gap for Bitcoin is currently sitting, that CME gap is currently set at $24,535, with the current price being $24,695. It's going to drop about $130, $140 or something like that is Bitcoin's price in the next 24-hour period. And essentially, what we're expecting come CME gap close would be then another run to the upside, or at least that's the way that it's looking right now. But in today's video, I'm going to analyze the price of Bitcoin for you. I'm going to show you what I'm currently doing. I'm also going to cover my current open trades. And currently, my open trades are looking pretty nice, with a combined profit at the moment is about $73,000. However, I want to add to that last night I took $12,800 profit on my Bitcoin position. I took $3,000 profit on my Ethereum position, and the rest of it's just basically losses caused by funding rates. So just bear all of that in mind. Now, we've got a lot of positions open, and I want to explain a few of these positions that I've opened and why I've opened them in today's video as well, because a few of them are altcoin positions, and a few of these altcoins are really low cap, but you can trade them with margin, which, to be honest, at the bottom of the chart, it gives you the opportunity to buy into the market cap with some liquidity without affecting the price. It's a really interesting, weird way of trading, but it seems to be working for me right now because we are turning a profit net doing it. And of course, next week, if the altcoin market is going to pump like I expect it is going to, then we're going to see some very significant profits over the course of the next week. $75,000 is going to look like a tiny little bean compared to a $500,000 profit in the next week. Hopefully we can do it. I'm going to set that as my target, actually. No, that's a ridiculous target. Let's set the target next week of $200,000 profit on BYBIT from trading over the course of the next week. Let's see if I can do it as well. It's going to be interesting. Like, I don't know if I can do it. I can certainly have a crack at it. Anyway, if you are interested in what's to come, slap a like on today's video. I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to get 1,000 likes on this video. We completely miserably failed again yesterday. So if you wouldn't mind, do drop a like on it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, I make videos about cryptocurrency here on the internet every single day. My name is Jordan. I've been trading cryptocurrency pretty much every day now since 2016. However, I've been a Bitcoin investor since 2013. I got into this stuff because I was interested in what was going on the Silk Road. And then essentially I flipped and decided, look, I could either sell one thing that's illegal, or I could sell another thing that's perfectly legal, or rather trade another thing that's perfectly legal. I opted for the trading angle. I always found the Wolf of Wall Street and everything like that very interesting growing up. So I decided to educate myself about stocks and commodities and trading and crypto and all that kind of things. And I have been doing this now profitably since 2019, profitably. Like, I mean, 18, 19. Like, I had a massive loss in 2018. I went below zero. I went minus £20,000 in 2018. But 2019, I was back at $500,000. 2020, well above $1 million. 2021, things started going crazy. 2022, terrible year. But 2023, we're back on top this year. Anyway, currently, with my current open trades, what have we got open and why have I got them open? Well, I want to discuss that in just a second because I want to set the scene right now with the price of Bitcoin. So, of course, Bitcoin is forming this weird inverse head and shoulders pattern. It's not weird for any other reason than it's just such a clear inverse head and shoulders. It's just weird to do it in the form of a bull flag. It's just a bit weird. Like, yeah, we lost this range right here. We're back within this range. So you could say right now, essentially, look, if Bitcoin's price on Monday morning loses the level at $24,470, we will drop down back to the low end of this range here, around $24,000. However, I'm looking at these levels of resistance right now. We've actually formed a pretty clear level of resistance on the price of Bitcoin. So we can say with confidence at this moment in time, look, if Bitcoin is to break through this level of resistance that's forming right here, which will be a break of approximately $24,850. If we break $24,850, not within the next 24 hours, but in the next kind of 48 hours. The reason I say that is, of course, CME gap. We don't want a CME gap. It probably is not going to have a CME gap this weekend. So I would say that, look, on Monday morning, for it to break above that level, or Sunday night, for it to break above that level there, at $24,850, we're going to rally significantly to the upside. The level to watch is no longer 25K, because now within the smaller time frame, we've made like this macro trading range. Again, there is still a resistance level here at 25K, but the odds of it breaking quite significantly, if we do break 24,850, seems pretty high at this point in time, especially given we have this significant drop in volume and a significant drop in sales, especially when you've crossed through that price price range. If we zoom out on the price of Bitcoin and look at the daily chart right now, you can see that literally we are on the cusp of a mega breakout. You can see that when we break into this range, it's going to get volatile quickly. And the price, essentially my price target, as I've been pointing out for a while now, somewhere around $28,000 to $29,000. I'm holding out for that move. It's going to be interesting to see if we get it, but if we do get it, it could potentially be like a $300,000 to $400,000 trading profit next week. And I'm excited for that because, like, what should we go? What should we go and buy? I've been thinking about buying a yacht. Maybe I should go buy a yacht. I've already got everything else that I don't need. Why not have a boat as well? I figure. Anyway, of course, there's many more important things. Perhaps I'm going to make a donation to charity again at some point soon. It's been a while since I last donated to charity. Last year, I donated above 100k to charity. This year so far, I've donated 0, apart from when you go on the roundup total thing at McDonald's and you can add like 86p to your bill. I've done that a couple of times, so yeah. Count me as a contributor to charity. It's just when I give, I like to give in large amounts. Anyway, enough about me. I'm not important. I'm just a guy. I'm looking at this right now. I'm thinking this looks pretty decent, especially heading into Monday. We've got the nice combined profit on the board right now. We've got some nice trades. But what are those trades consisting of? Well, I literally, in the past few minutes, have opened this Chainlink trade for $25,000. I'm back long on Chainlink, again, literally at my entry. I'm also gone long on Biconomy. It's on BYBIT, for which you'll find a link for BYBIT in today's video description. Please do check out BYBIT. It's a fantastic trading exchange. And if you don't know how to trade, please click on the links in today's video description for the trading tutorial. It'll teach you how to trade on that trading tutorial. I made it a couple of years ago, but it's still very, very relevant. Anyway, Biconomy is currently, I'm invested $25,000 into this trade using 10x leverage, meaning that my total margin down is $2,500 to buy $25,000. That essentially means that, look, if the price of this coin goes up double, currently sat very close to its bottom. Like, if I actually zoom in on Biconomy and its recent trading action, and we go over to the daily chart, I want to show you that essentially it's up about double from its bottom. But overall, come on, why isn't this chart, why is it every single time I make a video, nothing works? I don't know. Either way, like, we just have to take my, oh, there we go, it's loaded up now. What's going on here? What is going on? Why is it showing me these stupid things? I just want to see the daily chart. There we go. So since it got listed on BYBIT, you can see the price has gone down from $8 down to 40 cents. And if we zoom in and get a little bit more perspective on what's happened to the price recently, it got as low as 27 cents, currently sat at 40 cents. I believe essentially we're forming another little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern / W reversal bottom / whatever you want to call it. Essentially, we're encroaching on a range of resistance. If we break through this range of resistance, which is sat at 44 cents, we break through 44 cents, Biconomy will shoot literally up to $1, I expect, in a very short period of time. In terms of what the project is and what it does, it's a good one, it's legitimate, it has heavy funding, and it potentially stands a chance at being a major network in the years to come. It's a good project, like it's listed on a lot of big exchanges. Now, some of the other trades that I've opened up recently, let me explain them. So we've got the Bitcoin trade right here, as you all know, 30k in profit. Again, I took 12k on profit on that the other day, so technically it's 42k, 43k, something like that. But the point is, Elrond. I opened $100,000 long on Elrond. It's currently $6,500 in a profit with only $6,000 margin down. It's essentially been a doubling my money type situation. We're using cross 15x leverage on that position, but we are also, I mean, the liquidation point is lower than that. I want to explain what cross leverage is and why I use it. The reason I use cross leverage and that you shouldn't use cross leverage is because I'm a professional trader and I've got enough liquidity if one of my positions gets a little bit hairy that I can add significant amounts of liquidity to avoid liquidation. Now, the reason you shouldn't use cross leverage and you should use isolated leverage instead is because isolated leverage gives you, perhaps maybe as a more inexperienced trader, or maybe if you're not an inexperienced trader, it just allows you that discipline. When you use cross, it takes a lot of the discipline out of it. However, it allows you that elasticity of funds. Now, being somebody that does have enough money to drop back into the market, should, like, I get something wrong, I can afford to sustain that loss for an extended period of time. So I can use cross. However, I wouldn't recommend that you use cross. I would say that, look, isolated for most people is a sensible thing because it allows you to plot your entry, plot your exit, and know exactly where your liquidation point sits. However, liquidation points with cross leverage, they're not linear. They can change quite significantly. Say, for example, a lot of the liquidation points on here, they're only so low because I've got so many trades in USDT profit. The only reason, like, if I lost some of that profit, that would affect my liquidation point. And that's the issue with some of these cross leverage trades. you've got to be very flexible, and you've also got to commit an awful lot of time to making sure that you make the correct decision. And also, you got to watch these things all the time. But I have a team of people watching these things anyway, so it's okay. Anyway, next thing, of course, I'm long on Elrond because Elrond have recently partnered with Tencent, and Tencent is one of the world's largest companies. Ethereum Classic, I'm long on because I just think it'll pump. Like, I'm currently $1,000 in a loss on that. My Ethereum trade, of course, is 33 grand in a profit. Happy days. I opened up a $120,000 long now on Phantom. That is currently $2,000 in a profit. Now, if Ethereum is going to pump, and I believe Ethereum is going to pump, because look at this right now. If we look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin value, you can see that it continued its decline. However, we strongly touched the bottom of the VWAP, so I'm expecting a significant bounce to the upside. Now, if Ethereum's Bitcoin value is going to rise, it means that Ethereum's price is going to rise. Hence why I'm long on the price of Ethereum. But if Ethereum's Bitcoin value is going to rise, it probably also means that Bitcoin dominance is going to fall. And Bitcoin dominance is forming a bit of a high right now. So because Bitcoin dominance is quite high and Ethereum Bitcoin value looks bullish, I've decided to go pretty heavy on some of these altcoins. Like a $120,000 long position on Phantom is not a small position at all. It's a pretty large position, to be honest. And I expect to make some decent money out of that if Phantom goes in the right direction, of course. And you can't guarantee anything like that. These prices move around all the time. Now, other things to point out today is I'm long on Holochain, $61,000. I increased the size of that trade as well. New trades that I've opened here, IOST. I'm now long on IOST. Only a $20,000 long position, only $45 in profit, but it's low market cap, and I think it'll pump at some point. And then other things we've got, already talked about Chainlink. We've got Lux. Lux got shilled a lot on Twitter. So I think if the price goes back up, other people will shill it and the price will go back up even more. Currently $1,000 loss on that trade again. It's not like, so with some of these things, you don't need the most technical analysis. You don't need anything. You need to know, look, if the market's going to grow, and a lot of people are going to pile in, the number's going to go up, and that's an opportunity to profit. It's as simple as that. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm not really analyzing these charts. I'm more so looking for things that haven't really pumped out of this bear market yet. And then I'm going long on them in the expectation that everybody else is taking a similar strategy to me. And if everyone else is taking a similar strategy to me, it likely will cause prices to rise. It's a very fundamentally strange strategy, but at the same time, it's not a bad one. It does tend to work pretty well at the start of bull markets. And anyway, Spell, I've had that trade open for a while now, currently $1,800 in a profit. YGG, opened that in the past 24 hours. My Waves trade is $93,000. There's a pretty sizable trade is that Waves trade, but I think that Waves, again, if we actually look at the price chart for Waves, Waves hasn't really recovered in price at all coming out of this bear market. If we look at the daily, Waves' price is up from $1.25 up to $2.63, but it's been a month basically now at these levels. Since the start of January, the price really hasn't changed on Waves. It's forming a pretty strong inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I'm banking on, again, everyone else spotting this strong inverse head and shoulders pattern and just sending it up a little bit. Say 20%, but I'm using 10x leverage. That'll be a 200% profit on my equity that I've got invested here, which will mean that I'll profit about $24,000, something like that. That's what I'm banking on. Don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. The market's going to do what it's going to do at the end of the day. Anyway, a couple more trades to discuss. The Zilliqa trade right here is a $66,000 long on Zilliqa, currently $2,200 in a profit. And the YGG trade, again, a speculative punt with only $24,000, $2,400 of my own equity in it, currently retaining $148 profit. So, all in all, of course, we're in a significant net profit right now. However, how are we expecting the markets to perform? Well, I'm expecting a bullish week next week for altcoins. Will Bitcoin do much? It's hard to say, but if Bitcoin breaks 25K, the market's going to go mental. For me, it's worth the risk to have that money on the table right now. There is a lot of value in trades open right here. Like you can see, if you look at all of these, they're all double digits or triple digit trades in terms of the first three numbers. But between all of them, there's some serious money that I've got on the table here, well above $1 million. And hopefully it pays off. We're going to see. I don't know if it's going to pay off, but I'm positive and optimistic on the markets. I feel like the markets are also looking pretty decent right now. They've been trading pretty well over the course of the past weeks. Again, market lacks a little bit of confidence in it right now. And with that lack of confidence, that also creates opportunity. I tend to be an early mover in the markets, hence why I always buy the dip, and hence why I tend to catch every single trade. And the reason for that is because I tend to move before everybody else. So I might spend a little bit of time in a loss, but then I spend a lot of time in a profit. And it's also important to remember, look, if you are in trading profits right now, make sure you take some. That's why I've taken $12,800 profit here. That's funded some of the margin for the new trades that I've opened. And I'm not using the largest amount of money on these new trades. What I tend to do is wait for that trade to enter into a profit and then increase the size of that trade as it starts growing, and then the market starts ramping upwards. Now, if we get that growth in the altcoin market next week, which will be triggered by a drop in Bitcoin dominance, and if we look at Bitcoin dominance right now, we go to the daily chart, you'll see that essentially Bitcoin dominance is on this level of resistance. If it does go down next week, I mean, even if it goes up, it doesn't really matter that much. It's more so we're trading the US dollar values of these coins. So as long as Bitcoin's going up, it's looking pretty good. This is Ethereum's versus Bitcoin's value. And again, this is in a very strong buy point right now, is Ethereum versus Bitcoin. If we look at this right here, you can see that we're towards the bottom of the band of liquidity. Of course, if we lost that range, we'd drop down in price. But ultimately, Ethereum's looking pretty bullish right now. And the only reason why Ethereum's Bitcoin value would drop really, really heavily is if Bitcoin's price pumped really, really heavily. So there isn't that many downside scenarios that I can kind of see at this moment in time. And of course, another thing that I want to discuss in today's video is XTP coin. So let's have a look at how XTP, and also we're going to discuss the price of DAFI, because DAFI's got that major news coming up next week. Now, XTP is down a little bit in this past 24-hour period, revisiting the huge levels of liquidity that there is down here. And these levels are absolutely huge. Like the cumulative liquidity, 20 Bitcoins selling takes us down to 38 sats. However, 20 Bitcoins of buying, if we look on the order book right here, 20 Bitcoins of buying takes us all the way up to 73 sats. It would be a 50% increase in price, whereas it would not be a 50% decrease in price. It would be around a 30% decrease in price. So we know that essentially buying pressure is stronger than selling pressure. There's just been a little bit of selling pressure during late last night that kept me up at night. And then I bought the dip again around 50 sats. And he's looking pretty decent right now. In terms of, if you actually look at the sell side volume is really weak compared to very strong buy side volume. So I remain incredibly bullish on the price of TAP. I just think that people are waiting for other people to sell to them rather than just buying directly off the market. And of course, if you don't already have the TAP application, please do download it. You'll find a link in today's video description. You can get up to $100 of free Bitcoin for just signing up on that link. So please do check that out. It's a great exchange. It allows you to use your cryptocurrency in the shops via a cryptocurrency debit card. So check that out. Link in today's video description. And of course, the other coin that we want to discuss in today's video is DAFI. If we go over to the current price of DAFI, DAFI's price is currently sat at, where is it here? It's down 7% today at 0.02686. And if you look at the recent price action, it's been headed back to the upside. I really hope it breaks back up to 3 cents during the course of this weekend. There's been more buying than selling, but the price has been going down because the sells have been larger than the buys. But at the same time, that'll change soon. Like he's just penanting outwards here. You can see we've got this lower level of support here. So in theory, should we hold this lower level of support at this range right here, then you would expect to bounce back to the upside and to bounce back into that 3 cent range. Again, if we bounce back into the 3 cent range, that's a 10% profit right now. And of course, DAFI's got that major news coming up in the next week. It's coming on 6 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. That's when the news is coming. So put that in your diaries. DAFI's price is going to go batty at that point in time, hopefully. And the price goes up very significantly. So potential calm before the storm, potential good buying opportunity. We're going to find out about all these things. But on that note, guys, please do drop a like on today's video. If you are interested in trading, check out links and information in today's video description. Have a fantastic day. Hopefully it's been as profitable a week for you as it has been for me. And yeah, have a great weekend as well. See you in the next video. Goodbye.